and a brofist to you all! You can now feel free to release the hollers upon the world. Let everybody know, loud and proud, that you are here. It is nice and humid. It's humid and sticky. A special thank you to those of you who wake up first thing in the morning and you tune into my show. It's a great way to start your day. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of a pump, and then you can go out and you have a great day, and I salute you for doing that. And those of you who just finished work, school, whatever, who come and tune into me as well, what a great time. This is actually a really good time for the daily, the live show anyway. It's either for most parts of the world, it's when people wake up. And all those guys in America, over in Australia, they wake up, they come and join me. And for the rest of Europe, it's around about when they finish work, school, all that good stuff. It's that nice period where we can chill out, we can eat our cereal, or we can eat our dinner. Global technology, baby. Global technology. Busy day. You can see I've got the shirt on. Oh, the shiny, shiny shoes. I've been to see our prospective hardware sponsor. We had to go meet them today, say hello. Emma came along with me. She was looking all pretty. In case it all went pear-shaped, I could just reveal the breasts and throw her to the dogs. But it didn't quite go that way. It actually turned out after a long discussion that the person we really need to talk to is called Kitty, which bothers me. As a professional name, Kitty doesn't sit well with me. But Kitty is on holiday in America for 4 weeks. What a fantastic meeting. Thank you very much for inviting us all this way, to then be told after a lengthy discussion that you're very, very interested, but the person who makes decisions won't be here for another month. So we will have to return to them. We do talk to sponsors on occasion as the channel's growing, and they're all kind of like, hey, you know, promote our product. We'll send you a mouse pad, or we'll send you a budget and you can buy something with it. That budget is generally like $200. Wow, really? $200 to plaster your name across my channel? How am I not accepting that at the very, very, very first whim? I have no idea. Some people believe it's insanely cool. A sponsor contacts them, they get all excited, and it's like first day on the internet, kid. Yes! I got a sponsor. Someone like probably Razer, the most common ones, Razer and all that kind of stuff. And they generally send you sort of a budget. We have spoke to Razer, and they were like, you know what, we'll give you a couple $100 to buy some gear with, and maybe we'll send you a couple of free giveaways. No, thank you, Razer, to have your Razer logo splayed across my channel all the time. I would look for a slightly better deal than that, unfortunately. So we went to an actual hardware store, a huge one here in the UK. Supplies all of the UK and some Europe, and hopefully they're going to move into the US, because a lot of my audience, around about 55%, is in the US or in Australia. So we want to have stuff for those guys too. The advantage, of course, is we are not limited to things like Razer gear, or SteelSeries gear, or Sennheiser, or whatever it might be. We can have access to all kinds of hardware, which I think is the future of this kind of sponsorship. I really do think that is the way forward. Not only could we give away headsets and shit, which most people have, right? Am I right, players? Everybody's got a headset and a mouse. Yeah, there might be one that's slightly newer. Great. Big whoopee. Not really. It's more about processors, motherboards, graphics cards, all this shit, all this expensive stuff, the stuff we tend not to buy for ourselves. Sure, we can probably drop £70, $100 on a nice keyboard, but we tend not to want to drop several $100s or several £100 on a nice new graphics card, or a new case, or a new motherboard, or anything like that, some memory. So we decided that we would try and get a hardware sponsor. And that's looking okay. It's not there yet. We'll get there. We'll get there. There's a lot to be worked out. How much will we give them? What we're generally looking at is something like giving you guys a promo code for their store, similar to something like Newegg, something along those lines. And when you go to buy something, put in our promo code, you'll receive a nice discount, push, and that also tells those guys that you guys came from us, and therefore they should give us more shit to give back to you. And other advantages, such as their old stock that they no longer sell, they can give it to us as free giveaways and promote their store. Woo! I am all up for that kind of stuff. I think that is far better than headsets and shit like that. I think that's much better. I'm Ghosty be trolling like an absolute hero, deleting things. Let's talk about today's news. First of all, those of you who do follow us on Facebook, and there's around 700 of you, about 1/10 of our subscriber base, if not less. actually follow us on Facebook and stuff like that. I recommend you do, because occasionally we don't use it a great deal, we admit, but occasionally a little snippet of glory appears on there. We also update things before the web show and all that kind of shit. And it's where I say things like, there won't be a daily today, because shit happens. One of the greatest rules in life is, shit happens. It's not fate, it's not mystic powers, in my opinion. It's just that shit sometimes happens. And I say things like, the daily won't be today. But yesterday, I did post a picture that got an overwhelmingly fantastic response. And that was, as soon as I finished my daily, I got on about my business and finished the PvP video, which you guys really liked, which was cool. And then went on about my day. Emma returns home and starts speaking to our friends, and she wants to play Guild Wars 2. Oh my lord. She was actually a big fan of Guild Wars 1. As ladylike as she is, she has played some games in the past, and Guild Wars 1 was one of them. She's not a fan of subscription-based games, but she does like playing online multiplayer games. So she wanted to play Guild Wars 2. Her friends are playing Guild Wars 2, my friends are playing Guild Wars 2, and the inner circle generally know who she is anyway. So I bought her Guild Wars 2, and she took over my PC for the evening and made all those newbie mistakes. Oh, it was glorious! Absolutely fantastic stuff is to watch somebody fall into all the classic errors in terms of online gaming. It was beautiful! One glorious moment, before we get into the fun stuff, is I was downstairs playing with the dog. I try not to game too much in the evenings. I game all day. And I heard her upstairs saying, "Clicking is too slow. Is there any way I can use my spells without having to use the mouse?" That, my friends, is baller-like. That's glorious. Wife her. Wife her immediately. She was keybinded within 5 minutes of starting the game. She now outplays my brother. She was keybinded up and still keybinded now, and I was like, that's awesome. When I heard that from downstairs, I was like, yes, victory face, fucking victory face. I could have recommended a video to her, but I haven't gone that far yet. Some classic quotes of listening to Emma try and play an MMO. I am 2/4 of the way through level 8. 2/4 of the way. 2/4 of the day. I heard that and instantly mocked her for the next 10 minutes. 2/4 of the day. I am choosing my class based on their appearance, which is okay, I guess. That's kind of a ghosty thing to do, I would say. And then, this was the classic. My character needs more handbags. Not bags, handbags. My character doesn't have enough handbags. I need more room. Where are the rest of the handbags for my character? I thought that was glorious. And also the extreme rage when she saw a bracelet on the character creation screen, and then in-game she didn't have a bracelet. And her wrists were too bare. Her wrists were far too bare. She didn't enjoy it at all. Oh, poor face. But maybe one day she can visit a store and get some more handbags, and things will be okay. So, we've got a lot to talk about. It's the big WoW patch tomorrow. Some of you have downloaded it now. Some of you already downloaded it. Cool, we'll get onto that shortly. We also have a daily comment. But let's continue with the Guild Wars stuff too, because we've touched on it. Guild Wars 2 getting mixed feedback, which is cool. But one of the good things that it's getting back, a lot of really good feedback, especially from the guys who I know who PvP quite heavily, is the PvP in Guild Wars 2. It's awesome. Really, really good. They're not even interested in leveling, because you could, if you didn't know, in Guild Wars 2, if you join a battleground, your character becomes instantly capped, has appropriate gear, and has access to all the spells and abilities from level 1. And they love that. They don't have to level, they don't have to do any PvE whatsoever, they can just jump into some BGs and start kicking some ass. I'm sure they have to level. I haven't looked into it too much, so I'm sure there's some leveling involved to play the end game PvP stuff. But the PvP guys, absolutely loving Guild Wars 2. They think it's fantastic. They get sending me messages to just say, dude, there is a game here. There is something here. Awesome. Really good news. The PvE guys, of course, are less impressed. That's okay. They're saying it's not a patch on WoW. It's not a WoW killer. That's okay. It could actually be a really good thing. The irony is, Blizzard quite openly responded today, ironically, about their PvP situation, which is, we do care about PvP. These are the words of Ghostcrawler. We do care about PvP, but quite frankly, I'm summarizing here, the feedback we get from the community often is complete bullshit, and we can't actually use any of it. In other words, they get a lot of feedback like, oh my god, this mage blew me up with fucking 18 billion fucking pyroblasts in my face, and I don't know what to do. Mages are overpowered. Or Hunter killed me in 4 shots. What the fuck, Blizz, Plix, Fleas. All that kind of stuff, and they can't use that. Whereas the PvE side of things, they can of course use raid passes, world of logs, and it's all really accurate stuff. They can use that really, really well. The PvP feedback is awful as far as Blizzard is openly saying now. Your feedback is really, really bad. You use things like MMR ratings and specific comps that have a really high win percentage, but oftentimes they're cherry picked out. My class sucks because it's not in the top 3v3 team in the world. All very cherry-picked to suit your own argument, which is a really invalid argument. If you just cherry-pick things, that's never going to play well with people like Blizzard. They want to see widespread facts saying, hey, you know what, I have some class representation, but it's quite low. If you look overall in the top 800 teams, they don't care about the top 10. The top 10 are generally made up of players that are way beyond the skill level of the forums. Therefore, the class balance is less interesting. They want to see things like the top 1,000 teams. Where's your class representation there? Too many people focus on the top people in the world. Paragon used 15, 16 druids to kill Nefarian. How are we supposed to do that? Well, you're obviously not. Using people like that as an example is never going to get you anywhere with Blizzard. That's just not going to happen whatsoever. Let's move on to our daily comment. Yes, there was a daily comment. It appeared just before the daily started, and I was absolutely overwhelmed with how happy I is. Now, I only pick daily comments, not because I think they're particularly trolly, but they make me laugh. I look for things that make me laugh. Now, this comment in particular isn't like a joke or crazy like the other daily comments we've had with that crazy conversation. This is just one that really, really made me laugh. Let me put it up for you. Okay, it was on the clicker to keybinder ultimate solution. This video is about 25-30 minutes long. I talked extensively about how to, if you're a clicker and you have been for years, a really perfect solution that gets you out of the habit. There was only one thing this guy found in a 25-minute video that he thought he was worth commenting on. It was like, smoking is an addiction, not a habit. At some point in the video, I don't even remember doing it, I make an innocuous, probably half-second comment, such as, breaking a bad habit is really hard, like smoking. That's it. And that guy watches a whole 25 fucking minute video, and that's what he picks up on. Now, I'm not mocking him because his comment is quite true. I just find it fucking hilarious. And as somebody who likes to write and create something that's rather interesting and creating, in a lot of ways of doing that is by exaggerating things. So in my mind, what happens to me is I read that, and I read some guy, and I picture this guy sat at his PC, he's watching my video, and he's like this, okay? He's like that, and then he goes, whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Pause that shit right there. Pause it. Clicking is an addiction. Clicking is an addiction. Smoking is an addiction, not a habit. Thank God. I really just picture this guy like, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold your fucking horses. I need to get this out of there. Whoa. Back up. Did he just say what I think he said? Did you just back it up? And you know, and then the story comes, you know, like on the internet, all these stories, like everybody in my family had like lung cancer and stuff, and everyone's like, dude, what? Like, it's the wrong place to be telling people that your family has lung cancer. Why do people feel the need to bear that kind of personal thing? You wouldn't tell people in work, let alone people, strangers all over the internet. All my family had lung cancer, and you're like, oh man, what a fucking buzzkill. And then some guy goes, oh, what did they drop? Whoa, you know, that hilarious shit. I just find that kind of stuff really funny, so I thought it was a cool comment. I thought that was really cool. Okay, so while we were at the hardware place, though, we did fall into luck. Emma is playing Guild Wars 2, and she's playing it on the second machine. Some of you are asking for a review from Emma. I really wouldn't recommend that. That would be awful. That would be just the most terrible, frustrating thing you've ever seen. It would really be like standing behind somebody who is awful at games and watching them play for like half an hour. Well, she did buy herself this. Can anybody tell me what this is? Some of you will recognize this. This is the most popular SteelSeries headset to date. This is the one. This is the one. It's a headset. Oh, really? Thanks, guys. Everybody in the chat is really on the ball. It's a headset. It's... You fucking guys. You're like, psh, oh, there we go. Jibs Warrior straight in. It's the Siberia version 2. Correct. Emma was looking for some headphones. I had one request. Because this PC didn't come with a headset, and she wanted to get herself some to play some Guild Wars 2. is that it was black. Because all my computer stuff is black. The monitor, the keyboard, the mice, the cases, both cases, all the speakers, the switch, my monitors, my other monitors. Well, my other monitors kind of silver and black. I just asked her it was black. Hurrah! This was what she chose. How fucking awesome is that? So I'm going to do a review on this because it is one of the most popular, and a lot of people ask me about headsets and gear and stuff like that. And we are not tied to SteelSeries, and we are not tied to Razer. So we're going to look at this. But this thing is fucking crackers. Check this out. No mic, right? Oh, yeah. Look at that. Now that really cheapens it for me. Look at that thing. That's really cheapens it for me. But it bends, which is awesome. So you can create like all sorts of funky shapes and stuff. It's pretty cool. And then it just packs away neatly back into the headset. So we're going to be trying it out. It's actually a really nice piece of kit. She's glad. She's happy with it. She has a lot of piercings, which make it difficult for her to wear various sizes of headphones. So we'll do a review on that. It's pretty good. It's mid-level. It's a mid-level headset, which is what most people go for. We tend not to go super high-end or super low-end. I will say that the hardware place showed me the new GTX 690 Extreme models. Wow. Nerdgasm. I mean, really? I don't care what it does, but when I see a graphics card that long with like 8 fans in it, I just want to lick it. I just wanted to. I was like, can I touch it? And they were like, yeah, sure. And I was like, wow. It weighs more than my dick, which is like impressive. Ding. It weighs a ton, right? It's like that long. It's like I need a new case to have it. If I wanted to buy it, I need to buy a whole new rig because it's so big. And I love that. I just love it. It's only £900, which is what, like $1,400. But it's that big. It doesn't matter. It can cost whatever it wants. When it's that big and it's a graphics card, it can cost whatever the fuck it likes. I don't care. I want it in my life. I can hug it. It's so big I can hug it. Those things are fucking crazy. Really into that. Some other quick news, gaming news, because I still like to keep you up to date on all sorts of stuff. Dead Island. A lot of people play Dead Island. Great co-op game. Can I just point out on the preachgaming.com forums, loads of people looking for other people to play with of random games that I'm talking about sometimes. Like the random co-op droppings. We've got a lot of people playing Payday the Heist. They were telling me after we did the little co-op of that, it didn't work out as well as I thought. I need to rework how we do Let's Plays. I'm sort of doing that with the Orc stuff. That's why there has been no Orc stuff. A lot of people playing that together through the Preach Gaming forums, just like, hey, you know, what's your Steam account? Let's play some games together. Tons and tons of people playing Orcs Must Die 2. Awesome. Loads of people. So if you've got one of these games that's kind of dropping multiplayer, especially with Borderlands 2 coming, check out the preachgaming.com forums. There's a big community of people all connecting and just playing games through there. So if you're looking for some ballers to play with, go for it. So let's move on to some WoW news. Man, I should really bring more of a drink to this show. My mouth gets so dry. I talk so fast, don't I? I apologise for that. I've got loads of questions. The only WoW news that's going on really big is the new patch is coming tomorrow. There will be a video going up early in the morning tomorrow, around about the same time as the Daily Preach is released in the UK, around about that time, which is just, hey, it's a bit of a fluff video. I don't usually make those, but this is a big moment which says, hey, here's all the links to all the shit that I've covered for patch 5.04, with all the new talents and stuff. Go and check it out there. If you're unsure about anything, go and check it out. And if you have any friends, it always helps me. If you have people like, I don't know what's happened to my class, I'm really struggling, point them to me. Point them my way. It always helps us out to pick up new people. If you see people struggling, send them over to Preacher. And we'll see if we can help them out. Okay, questions that came in from you guys. A few issues. I'm getting a lot of questions from Fire Mages. Fire Mages of the community seem to be a bit down in the dumps. Fire Mages who are getting told by, I can tell from the emails, if the emails are accurate. I always trust your words, so I assume what you're telling me is accurate. Who are being told by people who should know better that the Fire Mages should play better. What a tricky situation that is. You're not doing... Oh, no, thank you. Excuse me. Ben, go away. Thank you, mate. Brief interruption there. Of course, she knows I'm doing the show, right? But she tried to bring me an emergency monster, so that's thumbs up. Wife her. Brings you monster during the show. Fire Mages who are getting told by like their raid leaders, for your item level, you should be doing more DPS. Now, some of you send me World of Logs. I do check them. I do check them. Be very aware about sending me armory links. I don't care about your armory. I really don't. I'm not interested in the least in your armory. It doesn't tell me anything. If your armory is wrong, that means you haven't even been asked to check my video. So, I ain't asked to check your armory. I assume your army is correct, is what I'm trying to tell you, because if you found me, you've more than likely watched one of my videos. Checking the world logs, DPS is fine in most cases. DPS is as good as everybody else. Some fights, yeah, a little bit lower, but we're all still learning. That's why you're coming to people like me, is that we're all still growing and learning together, which is cool. But we're getting told by, and this was sort of today's topic, is by incompetent leaders who just make innocuous, wild comments out of nowhere. They just seem to pluck them. You know, like random facts, like 95% of all people do more DPS than you on this fight. You know, it's just bullshit. They just pluck these numbers out of the air. And they're saying things like, for your item level, 393 or 391 or 401 or 402, you should be doing more DPS. That is such a generalized, random, out of nowhere comment. What if your gear is sort of mishmash let down by one item? I've seen it happen. It's happened to me. You're missing one crucial piece of gear. It sort of fucks up the rest of your gear quite wildly. And a lot of fire mages who are doing ridiculous amounts of DPS are also doing ridiculous amounts of cheesing. Cheesy goodness. Cheesy goodness is very easy for a fire mage to do. And it really puts people in an awkward position. I felt this a little bit in some trials that I've done. Where I was doing straight up play like I like to do. If that needs to die, that's what I'm DPSing. If we need to stop DPS, I stop DPS. When often you can see friends and fellow raid members still DPSing away. I stop DPS. I don't give a fuck. I play to win. I don't care about DPS meters and stuff, especially at the end of an expansion where crazy things have been done in order to make sure people win logs. An example is Hagara Heroic, which spawns all the frost tombs. It is not unknown that some people have saved all their cooldowns and all the raid has agreed not to DPS them so they can pull off, say, ridiculous combustions. They get tricks of the trade, all that kind of good shit, and blow them all up, and troll they have a huge ego meter on the world of logs. So the end of expansion is a terrible time to be comparing DPS. It really is. But the problem is incompetent raid leaders who maybe they're trying to motivate you. Maybe they're not sure how to motivate you. They may be new to raid leading, or they're just not very good at it. And therefore saying, you need to do more DPS because of your item level. They see that as some sort of inspiration. And in fact, I get a lot of emails from people saying, this guy's telling me to do more DPS. I'm not really sure how. I seem to be maxing everything I can do. And then I check your world of logs, and your world logs is fine. It's more than fine. There's not a lot of cheese in them, which is awesome, which means you're straight up playing. And I want to get you to the stage where you say, okay, fine, if you want me to do more fucking DPS, I will cheese the shit out of this fight. There you go, I just did 70k DPS. Are you fucking happy now? And if an incompetent raid leader says, yeah, you did great DPS now, bro, then you know what you say. You stupid as fuck. I didn't DPS the targets I should have done. I was doing extra AoE when it wasn't necessary. I was doing all these things to give you higher fucking numbers, you asshole. Shut the fuck up. Stop talking to me. And then he will never ask you to do anything crazy again. Another one that's come up, which is similar to this, is people of the same class who do slightly more than you, really berating you. Now, this is where it's all, again, it's about me sort of instilling in the confidence in you that you are doing things correctly, that you are fine, you're okay, you're fine and dandy, and you can tell him to go fuck himself, basically. Somebody sent me, I forget the name right now, I went through a lot of fire mage things. Like I say, there's a general grumbling going on in the fire mage community. These were the two I picked out. On Madness of Deathwing Heroic, two fire mages competing against each other, one slightly ahead by about 6k DPS. Now 6k DPS sounds like a lot. On Madness of Deathwing, it really isn't. It really is not. That is not a lot. 6k DPS is not a tremendous amount. Especially in a mid-level guild that's just killing Madness of Deathwing Heroic. Now the hilarious thing is, both their DPS numbers were around about 50 to 40k. That's not a great deal for Madness of Deathwing Heroic for a fire mage. It really isn't. And that's somebody who's doing slightly more than you, berating you when he has a lot to learn himself. Because if he was a big cheesy number guy, like he sounds, like he is, because he's berating you for being 6k DPS lower on a fight that can do backwards and forwards DPS like nobody's business, you want to be able to say, dude, your DPS sucks too. We're both doing something incorrect, or we're both not cheesing enough. And it almost makes me tempted to say, you know what? You want to rape DPS? This is how you do it on Madness of Deathwing Heroic. You just blow all this crap up. You save your combustion just to cheese on bloods. You make sure you're the first on bloods. You ignore other stuff. You do this, you do that. You keep pyroblast dots ticking on multiple targets. All this kind of stupid crap which doesn't help you kill it. Just so you can have this ridiculously high DPS number and then turn to your friend and say, come at me, bro. Come at me. You want to ask me about numbers? There's your fucking numbers. Shut your fucking mouth, because I'm doing things correctly. And if you want to argue over 6k DPS on a fight like Madness of Deathwing Heroic, with Spellweave procs going off left and right and coming out of my anus, feel free, because I'll just turn around and I'll completely outsmash you, because you don't know how to do it. If you knew how to do it, you would be doing it, because you care so much about your numbers. So shut the fuck up. So the idea that I'm trying to answer these messages with is, get a bit of confidence. If you feel confident in what you're doing, you feel confident and you're pretty sure it's right, you've checked a lot of videos, you've watched my guides. I've done a workshop on Madness of Deathwing Heroic. And yeah, I think it was workshop number 2, I want to say. Then, yeah, go and check it. Workshop number 2, I think, was Fire Mage. I'll just type workshop Fire Mage. It's all about Madness of Deathwing Heroic. The other question I want to answer, and then I'm going to take live questions from these sexy bastards here, these lovely sexy people, is, and I got a message from an Italian man. An Italian chappie said that Blizzard is releasing Italian-only servers. Is it good or bad? He was Italian, and he said, will we get the kind of player base we need to have successful raiders in an Italian-only environment? What a tricky question. I understood why the Russian servers were coming. English is not exactly a very regular language in Russia, as it is in most of Europe. Let's accept it. It is. It's nothing to do with me. I did not create that situation, but it is. English is pretty widespread across most of Europe. It's the international language of pilots, for example. It just is. Nothing to do with me. Were Italians having that same issue? I did some Googling and stuff, and I was trying to find out what are the predominant languages in Italy. English was up there. English was up there. So I don't know if Italy was having a lot of language barriers. What I did read, and this isn't me again, is I did read that a lot of Italians were being very, very rude in groups to other people. This is what the Russians were doing in part. This is a generalization, of course. I'm not exclaiming that every Italian or every Russian was doing this. We've played with a lot of Russians. I've played with a lot of Italians. They were all fine. But when, let's say, 4 Russians or 4 Italians are joining groups, they were being particularly rude to the person who did not speak their native language. They may have been Bolivian, for example, or Australian, or they may have been from England, or they may have been from Finland, and they did not speak Italian or Russian. And therefore, they were left out of the conversation, and they could tell in a lot of cases that the other 4 were mocking the other person for not being able to understand things, and this created a lot of server tension. Get the Italians off the server, get the Russians off the server was quite a big thing about 2 years ago. Get the Russians off our server. It's been influx with Russians. They refuse to speak English, which seems to be becoming the predominant global gaming channel language, besides obviously China and so on. But across sort of the West, it's English, alright? Am I right? Not my ruling, it's just the way it is. It's not the way I envisioned it. It could be Greek, it could be anything, but it's English, if that's what it is. And being very rude. Is this what's caused it? I don't know. What I could do it is, if there's a lot of Italians watching my channel, and I know there is, because I see the map of where you guys live, let me know what's happening there. Why do you think Blizzard has created these things? I do not think it's a good thing. Is the answer to the question of the email. I do not think it's a good thing. Separating a country like Italy out of the group. Russia is huge, right? Russia is enormous. Sure, there's a lot of empty space, but Russia itself is fucking enormous. They can find some good players in there and have done. We haven't seen an explosion of dominant Russian guild, but we've seen some very, very, like the Cosmonauts. They are fucking right up there. The Russian-only guilds. They're doing really well. Can Italy do the same thing? I'm not sure. In terms of a gaming standard, it's not a huge country for a player base to pluck out WoW players. But I could be wrong. I couldn't find any facts on that. So let me know. Let's take some questions from the awesome audience who seems to be getting trolled by Ghosty. Trolled by Ghosty. Oh, they're all calling Ghosty bald. Ghosty is not bald, unfortunately. Ghosty is not bald. I am far more bald than Ghosty. Oh, a lot of comments here about Russians. The Russians were really rude. They were on servers with them. The Russians never speak another language. All the movies are being translated. No subtitles. Literally translated. Okay. I find Swedes quite... Well, I'm not going to go through every country and start causing some sort of race war. Remember, these are generalizations I'm making there. Just bold, sweeping statements like you shouldn't do on the internet. Because you're bound to get a load of dislikes tomorrow from the Italian fans. I'm not blaming you guys. I'm just saying, could that be an issue? Or is there something else going on in why the Italians are being segregated by Blizzard? Let's find out. Do you get annoyed when you see some weird language and you don't understand it in trade? I don't care in trade. I really don't care in trade whatsoever. I do care if it's being purposely used against me in a 5-man. It happens very, very rarely. And when it does, I do find that rude, especially when they reply in English. If I ask a question like, is everyone ready? And they go, yeah, we're ready. And they all speak English. And then for the rest of the dungeon, they're speaking their own native language. It's nothing to do with you speaking your own native language, but if you're all together and you're all from the same server, you're all from the same guild, and you're all speaking the same foreign language, why aren't you on voice comms? That's what I don't understand. Voice comms is essentially free these days. Somebody has €10 a year to pay for a fucking voice comms server. Guilds do. I don't understand why they then come to a 5-man with one foreign person and then choose to type. I hate typing. Who likes typing? Especially if I'm with friends. Do you think I type with... If I roll in a dungeon with, say, Emma, Genji, Untrill, do you think we type to each other? Do we fuck? We get on voice comms. Skype's for free. Skype's free. Why are you doing that? I don't understand it. It baffles me. Absolutely baffles me. Preacher, have you ever considered being a motivational speaker? I haven't got enough life experience to do that. I did think about some stuff. Sometimes I see a job and I think I could do that. I have that in me to say, I could do that. What was the recent one? Therapist. I actually thought I'd be a very cool therapist and maybe specialise in sort of MMO addiction and stuff like that. Stuff I know about, a segment I was interested in. I could probably make a trillion times more money than I could doing this. Perhaps in later life, that's something I might consider. Remember, the ultimate goal is I want to open gamer camps for like the summer and stuff for guys who are of all ages, really. I don't care. The gaming is becoming so widespread that I'd love it for summer. You have the guys like the jocks who go and play running field or fucking shooting bows and arrows in a field or whatever. I'd like gaming camps where we get pro players down. They come and talk to the guys. We have big LANs. We just have a great time. All the camp houses where you guys meet up together. Just bring the social to the gaming. That's what I want to do. And maybe ultimately become sort of like a therapist or something. I don't know. But I often see jobs like that and I think, I could have a go at that. I could have a go at that. I might suck at it. I don't fear failure. Is that weird? I don't fear failure. This is one of the things I talked to Ghost about when we were talking about setting up this business. I was like, dude, if we do really well, will you come on board and we'll get Untrill on board and then we can grow and grow and grow? Are you up for that? And he's like, well, yeah, you know, but I've got this fear and stuff. And then he's like, are you not afraid? And I was like, the worst that can happen is failure. That's not that fucking bad. Some people are terrified of failure. Why? If you have a go and give it everything you do and it doesn't work, fine, go and do something else. I don't fucking care. It's not the end of the world, you know what I mean? It's really not. Failure is nothing to be afraid of. Fuck it. Can you recommend a decent anti-ghost keyboard? DPS therapist. My name is Set and I'm addicted. Hey, you laugh, but a lot of people get addicted to MMOs, man. Have you not seen those shows that come on like the Discovery Channel? We saw one yesterday. Emma loves like people with really weird things. One of the ones she was watching yesterday while we were eating was a guy who had a sex doll and was married to it. Like he treated it like a real woman. He like dressed it in the morning. He said, "Oh, she needs to stay in bed. She was awake a lot of the night." Ooh, dude, really? And he treated it like a real woman. And they'd been in a relationship for 10 years, right? You know, people like that. And another girl who continuously ate toilet paper. And she had been doing it for 18 years. And the woman like showed her all the toilet roll she'd eaten and said, any one of these could have killed you. She got all upset. And now she's cut down to like 4 times a week eating toilet paper. Crazy shit like that. So, MMO addiction is pretty normal. It's relatively normal compared to that. Oh, Locust has seen it. Yeah, he knows what I'm talking about. My weird addictions. Yeah, you guys have seen it, right? That was fucking crazy. The World of Logs vid is coming. Oh, it's Sephiroth. Sup, Ash. Yeah, it's coming. Don't worry about that. Remember, now I've done the Mistweaver video. The Mistweaver video is going up now. Should be processed probably pretty soon, next couple of seconds. Let's check. I uploaded it like 2 hours ago, but YouTube is being awful at the moment at processing videos. Oh, it's just released. There is literally 2 views on it and 1 comment already. Sorry, guys. Who is it? Is he in the chat? Who is it? Louis T. Nice. Are you in the chat, Louis? Are you in the chat? While all the ballers are here watching me live, Louis is at home trolling the comments. Louis. Did she use it before she ate it? Jackie. Any WoW questions? Come on, guys. Give me some WoW questions. You guys just like asking me stupid stuff now. It's pretty crazy. Is it possible to hit block cap at level 19 miss? Good question from Prop Pally. Good question. Yes, it is. They want you to be able to do it with certain unused stuff. So if you use like a block trinket, you will be able to block cap. If you mix in things like Holy Shield and stuff, it's still possible to do. That worries me a little bit is because when gear gets more and more and more and more, unless they're only going to stagger our gear growth slightly, I'm pretty sure by the end of the expansion we're going to see block cap tanks again, which is dangerous for the other tanks. Really dangerous. People eat nail polish. See, the whole chat is now completely swarmed with people's weird addictions. Oh, look at this from Big Kev. Big Kev! I love the name. Big Kev has come up with like a haiku. To be successful, you must go through failure, not avoid it. Can I just kind of go on a rant? I'm going to rant. Nobody's got any like genuine WoW questions. Oh, there's one there. I'm going to take the last WoW question I'm going to take so nobody keeps poisoning them is from Lazy Tray. I'm going to take that last. Can you fucking people learn history? Like, if you already learn about history, good for you. Because I saw Celebrity Big Brother last night while Emma was up here. I was like, there's nothing on. I watched Celebrity Big Brother because it's got Mike the Situation in it. He's my fucking god, man. That guy is awesome. I love Jersey Shore. I'm going to put that out there right now. I have no fear. Failure is nothing to worry about. I love Jersey Shore. It's fucking awesome. And when I saw the Sitch was going to be in Celebrity Big Brother, I took an interest. But one of the conversations that came up is one of these people said this, and if this relates to you, go and read a fucking book, okay? I don't know who Adolf Hitler is, and then the group tried to explain to this lady who Adolf Hitler was. She said, stop, I don't want to know anything about history. It upsets me. No. Wrong. 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 That is wrong. Learn your fucking history. Otherwise, you're doomed to do it again. The line, history repeats itself, is existing. That phrase exists for a reason. Because if you don't know it happened in the past, you are doomed to repeat it. And it's not good. I'm not talking specifically about Adolf Hitler. There is thousands of years of history behind us. Go and read about it. Learn about it. It's important. As much as you hate history in school, learn about it. It's important. You need to know about shit that happened lots and lots of years ago because that shit tends to come around and happen again. You know what? Give me an example. Guild Wars 2. No fucker can log in. The servers are spammed. That has happened before. There are millions of people trying to log Guild Wars 2 right now and can't log in because they're all, ooh. Did it happen before? Yes, it happened with Diablo 3. It happened with the WoW expansions. It happened with most things that happen in online games. And people never learn. Learn it. Don't try and do it again. Fuck me. It just, it drives me fucking insane that people would not learn about history. It's really fucking important. It's really important. And you will only offend people who know about it because they realize how important it is, okay? The Holocaust is important to know what happened. It is. Nobody should be upset about it if you were born way after it, okay? Learn about it. Don't care if you're German or English. We all did bad things to each other. I didn't. You didn't. It's okay. Learn about it. Let's not do it again. Deal? Awesome. Cool. This is one of the things I didn't get in Germany. Like, you know, Vinny was telling us, you know, a lot of Germans don't like us. I can really understand that a lot of older generation and mid-level age Germans really don't like the English. I'm fine with that. But youngsters, me and you have no beef. We play together online every day. We're at a gaming event. It's full of every culture in the world. I'm not saying get over it. But be aware, I did not bomb your country, okay? Deal, okay? It's important to know about it so we don't do it again, okay? That's the important thing. Awesome. Where was that question? Gotta get loads of dislikes now. Oh my god, he talks about Hitler. Bring it on. Bring it on. It's important. Okay, Lazy Tree. Oh, Lazy Tree. I know you said that DPS numbers don't matter right now because they're still tuning the classes. Okay. I really enjoyed Destro... it's one of those questions. Damn it, Lazy Trey. I was hoping for some really cool question. I really enjoyed Destro Locks, but as we near the end of mock beta, the numbers still concern me. Should I be worried? Are they still tuning? And if so, when is a good indicator of what DPS will be like on live? It doesn't matter. It will be fixed. It doesn't matter if it's a week later, but you are a Warlock. You are a Warlock of all classes to ask this question about. You have 2 really good DPS trees. I know you love Destruction. Destruction will be fixed at some point, but until that point, it doesn't matter because you have 2 viable DPS specs that are really good. Really, really good. I recommend you go to Spark Ug's YouTube channel. I wish he would post on my channel, but I can't work out how to pay him effectively for doing that. But he's an excellent, one of the best, if not the best, Warlocks in the world. Spark, S-P-A-R-K-U-G-G-Z. Find his YouTube channel. He will keep you safe and sound, and he will answer your questions. He's a baller. He's one of the ballers. Go speak to him. You're awesome. Okay, one more question, because that wasn't exactly the type of question. I bet nobody's posted any questions now. Oh, everyone's talking about history now, so yeah, it is important. I cannot find your video. I'm not sure which video it is. Okay, last question, because I'm not looking at the camera, and that kind of sucks. There you go. Bood has posted Sparkle's channel. Go and do that. Read that guy. He's awesome. He's better than me at Warlock by a long way. Well, not by a long way, you know what I mean? Ding. What purpose do the new legendaries have? I really don't know. I can't think of any other reason than it's a version of LFR that appeases everybody. The new legendaries bother me that everybody can acquire one, and it's a lot of effort to just give people an orange pixel. It really is. Anybody who's anybody can get an orange pixel. You know what's cool about legendaries is that people cry about them. If somebody whines about legendaries, it's probably because you did something right. I mean, you will never please everybody. Blizzard seems to not want to accept that, or they try to falsely appeal. It's an illusion again. It's this illusion of progression. The illusion pulled over most of the player base's eyes, and hopefully I can sort of open your eyes past that. The illusion is you have a legendary weapon. Finally, after all these years, your moment has come. But there's so many of them around now, and it's not even that legendary, because you might have one, your friend's got a slightly different one, and there you're all bopping each other with your legendaries. Oh, we got orange pixels, yay. What purpose do they have? To appease the whiners? I can't think of any other reason that why we're getting these new legendaries other to appease people who QQ extensively about them. I can't think of any other reason besides that. I really can't. It makes me sad that even the legendaries are now being devalued. They were something that was held onto for such a long time. We saw epics get devalued horrendously. Epics mean nothing now. The purple colour just means that's what you should be wearing. You're not wearing purple. That's not how it should be. It's an epic quality item. It shouldn't be not wearing purple. Get a load of this guy. We look at somebody and we see a blue. We feel bad for them. They're like, why are you wearing a blue in this day and age? My God, you must suck. You must be terrible at this game. And now legendaries might go the same way. How many legendaries are we going to see by the end of Mr. Pandaria? A lot. A hell of a lot. It worries me. It really does. It's one of those things. I'm getting kind of like Mr. Pandaria mode now, where I'm like, dude, no, not cool. Purple is the new white. But yeah, that kind of stuff really... The legendaries, I don't know what purpose they serve other than just to appease people. To keep the people who's like, hunters have only had one legendary, which they haven't. Or, you know, shit like that. That bothers me. Alright, ballers! That's the end of the Daily Preach for today. I hope you had a great day. If you're just getting out of bed and you're off to school, have a great day. And if you're just going to spend the evening playing some Guild Wars 2 or some World of Warcraft, I hope you have a great day. Remember, it's patch day tomorrow or this evening, depending on where you are in the world. Get your patch installed nice and early. Get your add-ons up to date. Check my guides if you're unsure about any of the class changes that have occurred. Okay? All the stuff is on my channel. Awesome. Take it easy, ballers. Have a fantastic evening or day, whichever you want to do.